This is Boston Jimmie here, and welcome to our latest round of video cigar reviews on Stogie Press. Today, we're going to talk about the Jas Sum Kral Kralot. This is a new line extension to the original Kralot line. Actually got this from Risty at the TPE, or Tobacco Plus Expo trade show in Las Vegas earlier in the year. The disclosure on this is they don't disclose what the filler or the binder is, but the wrapper, they do say that it is San Andreas, which it looks like a San Andreas. Doesn't have as much grit as some San Andreas. There's not a lot of veins running through it. It's got a nice dark brown, and if you look carefully, it's got kind of a bit of marbling to it. It's got a nice floral aroma coming off the barrel. Not much off the foot. We're going to snip this up, cut it right across the shoulder, and there you go. Nice cut. Little cold draw. Some earthiness coming in. A little butteriness too. Let's fire it up. See what it brings. Smoking the King. So we're just going to warm that foot down on the bottom there. Keep that flame away from the foot. Right? Get a nice, even orange glow like I talk about. Full body of smoke right off the first light. Bit of a peppery burn to the nose on the retrohale. Thick, rich, creamy smoke. It's got that, has that bit of earthiness and butteriness that came on the cold draw right off the front, right as that pepper, you start to get used to that pepper a little bit, kind of begins to tone down just a notch. It's good smoke ring texture. They talk about smoke ring texture is what I mean. It's got that creamy, thick smoke, very chewy. So we are back. It's a little bit into this. It's got a nice white ash, kind of a, I'd say a medium char line, pretty decent. I was just getting a little bit of cinnamon note coming through to add to the pleasure. Smoke is still thick and rich. So far, a very nice cigar. Touch of cedar. So some earth, get some cedar, get some cinnamon. So far, very pleasurable beginning. A little pepper burn on the nasal has definitely receded back now. Very easy on the retrohale. Yeah, this is a fine cigar so far. So here we are, well over an inch of burn. And a nice cocoa aroma coming off the foot right now. You know, the original Kralot was a 7x50 Vitola, known as the Mag 50. I don't quite know what the name they gave for this was. I didn't get that from Rista yet. This has definitely got some really nice flavors coming in. Got a really nice kind of natural sweetness wrapping those early notes and that introduction profile. The ash is holding nicely for a thin Vitola. Nice credit for that. So, man, that's a really nice ash for this cigar. Nice clean burn line. It's getting some of that cocoa, that aroma is now coming onto the palate at this point. There was if you look at the foot, see the oils starting to develop on the foot. I really like that. It helps bring out some of that flavor, keeps that burn going right there. I'm going to say so far this is a fabulous cigar. We'll see how this burn continues, but flavor-wise and construction, look at that. You don't get much better than that in a cigar. Ash is holding up beautifully. Well constructed. So the original Kralot was manufactured at the Noel Rojas factory, but Rista moved the factory to Esteli, to the Tabacalera de Aragon factory, and that's where he's making his cigars now. So this is coming out of that factory, and this is showing great quality control. I can see that right there. And the drawer has been spectacular on this. It's not tight, it's not loose. It's just perfect coming through. Nice restriction that you want. A little bit of dried fruit right now. So complex. This is definitely a complex cigar. So we've got spice and earth and cocoa and dried fruit, sweetness in the background, just kind of wrapping up all that flavor together and just one bundle of flavor morsels. And I say enough about this ash. I feel like it wants to fall, but it just holding tight. The cocoa is beginning to develop into what I would call a dark chocolate. You know, if you've ever eaten dark chocolate, you go to the store, you know there's different percentages. You know, 73, 80, 85, 87. This is up there around the 87. It gives you that. It's not a negative note on when it comes to a chocolate flavor. It's got a little bit of that chocolate bitterness, which is what you want in the dark chocolate. It's just firing up my chocolate senses like right back over here. It's just firing that up right now. It's beautiful. Right there, I got a little bit of nut, touch of nut. So chocolate development, got some nut coming in. It's just a nuance. It's not in your face. It's just coming in very gently on the back of the profile. Very good. See if I, there it goes. So there's the ash. Look at the burn cone. You don't get better than that. When I talk about burn cones in construction, you get that nice kind of a rosebud, strawberry bud of strawberry look right here. Perfect. That's how it should look. Shouldn't burn in, shouldn't burn sideways. It shouldn't get crunchy on the foot. Sometimes you smoke a cigar, you get that crunchiness and it's kind of burning inward. You're not getting all the flavor. It's not burning the wrapper properly. This is doing everything it's supposed to do. Well constructed. This is a fabulous cigar. Absolutely fabulous so far. This is a great cigar. This is a cigar that I don't know if I would necessarily smoke it first time of the day in the morning, but this is one that is definitely a post lunchtime through early evening to late night cigar. I would say that the strength right now in this is sitting right around medium, but we'll see. We'll see if it develops. It might become more fuller strength as it burns, but at this point, we're sitting at a nice solid medium strength in it. Not getting a lot of hit of nicotine, but just the right amount. Getting in the midway point here, and I'd say the spice is starting to pick up a little bit, as is the strength. The strength has begun to notch up a little bit. I could say that this is probably going to be a full strength cigar when it's finished. We'll have to see. Burn is still quite nice, beautiful white ash, kind of stacking dimes kind of look to it. So getting a little bit of that earthiness, definitely a core quality of this cigar. That cocoa is still there in the background. It's not as prevalent as it was earlier. Yep. Yeah, you got a winner here, Risty. That's for sure. Unless something goes wrong between here and the end, we'll see. Well, here we are, definitely past the midway point. Started to get a bit of a nut aroma off the foot. The flavor profile has added some herbal notes to it, and a continued front end of spice coming through. Very pleasurable. The burn is still looking pretty good. Um, there's a little bit of a jag right there, but we'll just keep it running. That oils are still producing along that foot, right there, right on that burn line. I'm liking this cigar. Speaking to Risty, he said that this is a cigar, this is new for a line extension. Like I said, he gave me this at the Tobacco Plus Expo earlier in the year, and it's expected to be coming out later this year into the retail shops. So when it comes out, get your hands on some for sure, because so far this has been spectacular as far as cigars go. Look at that. Second run of the ash, just as good as the first. It's starting to get a bit of a wavy line. It happens. Herbalness coming through, like I said. Strength, as I expected, has now hit full strength. Definitely beginning to feel that nicotine hit. Risty has told me that these cigars will retail when they come on the market for $12 MSRP. So if you're in a state like Florida, it's going to be $12 plus sales tax. And if you're in a state like New York, it's going to be a little bit more, or California. But you'll be able to find these for $12 MSRP in a lot of shops. So definitely worth the buy. I would say at this stage right now, unless something goes wrong, this is a box-worthy cigar. Definitely something I would want to take some and put away in a do not touch area, let them age for a while, see how they develop. Yeah. Tap that ash a little bit. There we go. So, there we go. Still slightly, little bit off right there, as you expect from the way the burn is. You can see how the cone now is not as pronounced. It's got a little bit of a sideburn to it, and that's what you'll see here. So when you have a cigar that does that, you'll notice along the edge where it's kind of shifted down a little is where you'll see the least amount of burn on the wrapper. You'd think it would be the other way around because the heat's over there, but actually heat and air combustion is what burns the leaf. So I'm not getting as much airflow, and over here I'm getting the airflow. So that's why you'll see this side of the cigar burning a little longer than the other side. Still full volume. Yeah, the aroma just changed. Kind of that maple syrup aroma coming through. God, I love that smell. Yeah, just filling the air around me. I can just smell it as it comes off the cigar. So there we go. We're down pretty much to the nub. I will say that at this stage of the burn, the cigar did start to burn hot to the touch, especially when you put it to your lips. So I'm kind of done with this at this point. Overall, this is a spectacular cigar. It had excellent flavor transitions and a full-bodied flavor profile. It definitely hit a full strength as it got into the end of the second third. And I would just say that this is one you definitely want to go check out when it hits the market. So, Risty, this is excellent. Thank you very much. This is Boston Jimmie out. Stay smoky, everybody.